All right, guys. I'm no big intro. We're live. Endgame Syndicate Roundtable number one. Um, I probably should take a second for people to get in here and actually start watching us before we talk. But we were thinking of here we go. People are coming in of answering some questions, BSing for a little. Um, BSing for a little bit before we do member questions, which will be behind the paywall. Sounds like the Reds are winning the slate. Is that what's going on here?
11 runs.
Like it.
How much did you all have?
They were my third highest overall stack.
Oh.
I don't think I had a lot of 5 minutes.
Not bad.
I didn't have shit on Cincinnati.
I don't have any like lineups that look interesting right now, so I don't know. Maybe when Oakland goes off later.
Yeah, I need Oakland to score 15 runs. Is that
Yes.
likely?
Good with me.
So how much Oakland did you have, Yuta?
Good amount.
Yeah. Okay.
Like 15, 20.
Okay. Yeah, same here.
I think that people might take Canning, right? Today.
Yeah. I was thinking. I didn't take him though.
I have like 25% of him too.
Yeah.
Or
It's
maybe
hard
I'm.
to
I always wanted. This is how Lulz started. Was like after Live Before Lock and everything would go off the air. It's like there's like literally nothing to watch, while you're like changing your lineups, especially for the NBA. And so that's what I told Pete. I'm like, why don't we do a show at like 7 at night, Central Real America time, and then we'll get all the Live Before Lock viewers, people changing their lineups and late swapping and stuff. And boy, did that
funny.
format change.
Yeah, you thought they would watch you guys?
Yeah. I mean, we did do that for a little while. Yeah, because one of our first shows was when Rudy Gobert touched all the mics when he had COVID. Do you remember that night?
Yeah.
Okay, then there was really nothing
Good
going
timing
on.
having your first show before sports ended for a year.
Right. Yeah, I think it was like our first or second show. Rudy Gobert ended everything.
We would like. I always thought that was a good idea, but it was also one of those ideas that like I had no interest in doing it, so I'm not going to push it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it was probably stupid, but also too back then, Adam, you had followers. I probably didn't. It's like, what reason? Why would anyone watch me? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's tough to get people to care at all about your shit.
Yeah, you have to like have some sort of niche initially.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see any of the Whistles Go Woo episodes we've done?
Maybe.
Yeah, and because he has like a new like addition to his site like every time it comes on.
He has a site.
Exactly. This is kind of my point. is like we were telling him, like, you kind of like, you're known for like DFS. Like if you give away something from DFS, people will go to your site. Like you need like, because it doesn't matter that you're smart or good or what I mean, or something like that. They like, people's attention is just too divided everywhere else.
Yeah, that's always been one of the biggest takeaways for me too. Is just like you can be really good, but like if you don't have anybody bringing like just a content factor or vice versa, like it's weird how like you kind of need all the pieces.
I think I am starting to hear that street music.
Oh yeah,
Is that what that is?
Like a drum or something in there.
Yeah, they're play that funky music in Union Square.
That beat doesn't sound right. That's it.
Yeah, I would not have guessed what that was.
Yeah.
I'll go somewhere.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but
yeah, it's fine.
All right. Well, guys, we were planning on staying live here for well, you know what? Let's talk about Endgame. Let me pop the link in chat. So anyone who's new or just watching this later on, we started a website, endgamesyndicate.com. I usually use like it's like kind of card runners for DFS, but like the more I think about it, there's probably like 2% of the audience who even understands that reference. So like there's a whole package of instructional videos for like making your own projections, how to use contest sims. There's like a game theory series that Nerdy did with toy game explainers. There's some no ball videos by Yuta and Adam showed like his whole process for using Saberson, etc. And like I think the kind of selling point is like if you have Chat GPT and an Endgame sub, you can make your own whatever without any content site if you wanted. That's kind of the end goal. Once we get all our videos up there, you can have an entire Nerdy Tenor, Brick 75 or YouTube process if you wanted to. And if you don't want to go that far, then it's used for if you have content site subscriptions, how to use them and how to use them better as the game gets harder and harder. And I think everyone who plays a lot knows that it's definitely gotten harder, definitely in the last couple of years. That could be a talking point while we're public here, guys. The ownership, unless somebody wants to talk there, but
no, we got enough. Just start firing. There's plenty of stuff to talk about.
Ownership, MMA, PGA, I don't know, last 4 months had some big misses. We've talked about this on Lulz and other shows have. It's like, what effect is the contest sims going to have on ownership? Is it going to be a hive mind? And I don't know. There's like the main event. I don't know if you guys played this weekend. I think the main event was like 20% off. My projections were 20% off. I think everyone's was 20% off. He was like 60% owned, I think. Whitaker.
You were high or low?
I was low. Everyone was.
Huh, cool.
And it seems like it's the main event mainly kind of in MMA. But even in PGA, so in PGA, the last time I remember someone being like 45% owned was like Dustin Johnson like 5 years ago. And like very rarely do they get into the high 30s. I'm talking flagship here.
Yeah, this is usually a sign that DraftKings fucked up, right? Because they don't want that either. Yeah.
Right, but how owned has Scotty Scheffler been for like the last at like 13, 12, 13.2 salary?
He's basically been the Russell Westbrook without Kevin Durant on OKC. Like,
right.
It doesn't matter what you price him, you need to just play him.
But what's really interesting when you bring that up is I'm remembering a discussion I had with somebody else that's probably partially explains why he can still get that high, is that DK has been exploring extremely low salaried golfers. Like it used to be 6K was the absolute floor, and now you find some 5 something and 4 occasionally 4 something. So it could be that in the old regime where 6K was the cheapest golfer, you wouldn't have got these consistently high ownerships on Scotty, but because you can make it work with some weird ass dudes you never heard of that are 5,300, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I haven't looked at
this
it.
Week, the price floor was 6K though, right?
That's right. It used to be 6K.
I think that's sort of why I put out ownership on our site for some stuff, and I was over projecting his ownership, but I think it's probably a function of the 6K floor for this event.
Yeah, we got a commenter saying it's a 5K floor now, but yeah.
I mean, I'm saying for this past week.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's why it might have been only like 30%.
Real quick PSA. I'm streaming on my personal channel too, and so anyone who's watching there, hop on over, please, to our Endgame YouTube and sub. And does someone want to put our YouTube in chat too, just for the people who are watching on my other channel? Could you do that? Yeah, because if I bring it up, it's going to start echoing. So I would say, okay, 5K makes sense. It doesn't make sense in MMA, right? Because they didn't do anything with salaries.
Right.
It's
That does
probably
not-
a combination of things, but I would imagine the Sims are driving a lot of this concentrated ownership.
Sure. And I think it could also be the fact where as fields get sharper, some people don't change their strategies to adjust. And so you get this sort of like whipsaw effect where people are used to exploiting the field in a certain way. And if the field isn't playing as badly as they used to, it might actually swing the pendulum in ownership past. Do you see what I'm saying? Where the moves that would have made sense exploitatively might not be as obviously good anymore. And so you get.
I feel like.
Yeah,
Go
go ahead.
No, I'll say like anecdotally, I feel like I've kind of noticed that across sports where when it seems like a high percentage of the time that there's like a big miss on ownership where the ownership projection is low. It's like the miss was the ownership projection is low, and it was very obvious that this was a really good like exploitative play, and then it's just that guy gets jammed.
Yep.
Nelson's got a point here. The default pool sites load and probably matter. What is he trying to say here? Why am I not getting it?
So like just because SaberSim is what I use, the shitty ownership fields, the default fields that they put in there, like if we know that they're not very good, and that's not a shot at them, that's in general for any contest sim site. If they're specifically missing low somewhere, you're probably just getting ownership on that person driven up because so many people are using the default field.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And you're going to get it in exactly the place you don't want it as an end user.
Right.
Right. So all of the plays that look maximally EV, when everyone plays them, all of a sudden become negative EV.
Right.
Right. If you just do, I mean, I haven't played with these tools myself. You guys know more than I do, but if you just click through all the defaults, it seems probable you're going to just jam in the underowned guy, right? Who's not.
Yeah, like the known issue is that, like in baseball, for example, a lot of times it'll be like 1% across the board field ownership for a team when really they're going to be like 3%. So you get that team ending up at like 5%. But then if you also just have like, for whatever reason, if they just have a pitcher showing up in their field at 20% when he should be 30%, as efficient ownership, that guy's just going to be 50% owned now.
Yeah. Yep.
I bet if we got like the SaberSim membership numbers, and as their sim numbers are going like this, I bet this ownership concentration thing's probably like mapped right on top of it. Like,
I mean, I like Nelson's point because like I've thought about trying to do something to like blend what I think efficient ownership is with like projected ownership and like try to account for it that way. But like that's still relying on my projections. But I would bet that there's probably some like signal in the default fields.
Yeah, it just tickles my, my money mind here. This is like counter exploits where now you can try and anticipate what these overcorrections are going to be and go the other direction. Right. And maybe it's not, maybe the quote unquote most underowned team according to site X is actually a fade now.
Because see what Brady's talking about right now.
That's been the case for a couple of years.
What you're mentioning is exactly what I try to do. Particularly for like stuff like PGA, where if things concentrate in certain like price ranges, like one price range, like low 7K has like 2 or 3 guys that are really great plays. It's the random guys that are marginally around them, probably worse plays, but they're going to be like 3% because you're going to get like 15, 20, 25 on these 3 guys in one range. So anyone clicking that area is just going to go to one specific type of build.
And the more I think the more volatile the sport is, the bigger a deal this is. So for MLB and golf, where everybody's really on any given day can just go off, like within reason. Like that's a big deal. It's probably, it's always going to matter, but the more volatile it's going to be, the more these ownership mispricings, misestimates are going to matter, right?
I have I kind of have a solution I want to talk about, but I want to save it for the member stream. We also, I think maybe if we all have time going forward, we could also just do like more fun live streams too, on this channel. But we do have a bunch of member questions that we have to get to. But I mean, you did kind of call this with the ownership thing. Like on our show, I think you said that like this was likely going to happen. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I swear you said.
I remember something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where the best sim output right now, based on the assumption of what the field is going to be, that gets a little overrode now.
Yeah.
And like you'll see it a lot in Showdown for NFL, where the best like correlated like 5-1 with the defense, kicker, running back, captain, because it's super correlated in real life. The sim loves those in like fields of like 300 or something. Those are going to get duped like 8 times now.
I've changed the
So you just gotta like you take like one more degree off the best sim. It's still doable.
Randone unblocked me, so that's huge for me. He still has not followed me back. I think he's still mad at me. But if he watches this, come on, buddy, come on back. Okay. Does anyone have any questions before we go? We got 74 people watching live. No Twitch, no Twitter today. We are on Twitch, actually. My huge Twitch channel that has like 150 followers.
They're
Do
mostly
you guys
just relatives, right, Brian?
Probably.
Extended family. No,
yeah. Do you guys play video games?
Oh,
No.
I play.
it's been too long. It's too much like work for me. I play a little bit on my phone, but that's about it.
I played that Baldur's Gate last year.
Is that the D&D game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't got into the D&D.
I haven't played video
Did
games.
Elden Ring.
I pretty much only play sports video games if I play, which is really counterproductive for trying to get away from what I spend all day doing.
Yeah. I'm like,
Do you ever play?
I'm going to solve puzzles on a screen with a keyboard and mouse.
Adam, you might be too young for this. Did you ever play Baseball Mogul?
I don't think so. I mean, no, I didn't. I don't know if I'm too young.
You're just the GM.
So I played like Out of the Park, OOTP.
Yeah, I think that might have been its like successor or something.
Okay.
We used to play the shit out of that game, me and my buddy.
Well, I have a 17-year-old boy, so he does enough gaming for all of us combined.
That's the thing now, man.
Yeah.
They got to start paying those gamers, more, so they could just go right into the career gaming trajectory.
You age out at like 22 or something. It's just crazy.
Oh, maybe that might be society, and like you have to get a real job and stuff. Who knows?
I don't know.
I would have been doing that, man. I would have been mad.
Extra 20 seconds on your reaction time is just a deal breaker. 20 milliseconds.
I mean, I still remember you were there, but they like eGames, and this was 2016, so it was before like it became really popular. They sold out like the Raptors arena when we were in Toronto for the MLB Live final, like 8 years ago.
That's right. I think it had to be like a world championship type event.
Yeah, it was.
I think they're still big right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's only gotten bigger.
All this gaming talk is blowing up our Twitch. Look at this.
There we go.
Look at this.
Do you want to talk like terms of service stuff here or paywall?
Paywall.
Okay.
But that's a good idea. We added it terms of service. You'd mentioned he put ownership out. I did some ownership. Adam does props and projections, but we want to stress the current subscription is for the video library, and all that other stuff. It happens, but it's not part of the subscription right now. So like if Uda's projections ownership comes out at 2 a.m, that's what you get, or maybe not even all, because he needs to concentrate. And that's so just so people don't get their expectations wrong going in. And we said it last show, we'll say it again, where we're going, we're not entirely sure. Nerdy and I set out we do not want to do tools when we first started this company. Some things changed. Maybe now we want to do tools, but we're not promising anything yet with tools or projections. And if we do some of that stuff, it's probably football time when we launch. I had a best ball idea. I'll run past you guys when we go.
Sweet.
Behind the paywall. All right. I'm not seeing a lot of questions about the site.
Yeah, if you want to hear more, you can sign up real quick if you want to get in on the rest of the stream.
Right. And so that's what we're going to do right now is answer questions from members about the videos, about process, unfiltered, but behind a paywall. So I'll pop the website in one more time, and then we're going to get out of here probably, guys. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Peace. We're done.
All right.
Sweet.
Bye.
Okay.